Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Luna and I make Animal Crossing videos every single week. So if you're into that, consider subscribing to join our little AC family. So 2 videos ago, I created this sunken fairy cottagecore forest and I had mentioned that I was thinking about putting a villager here. So this is that video. I decided to go with Teddy because he has a cabin exterior, which I think will go perfect here. My plan for Teddy's yard is to surround him with a bunch of flowers and trees. I want his yard to look forest-like. I'm starting off by using any custom design to mark off his house, which is 4x4. I love doing this so it can give me a guide where I want the house to be without actually placing the house. Okay, I went a little ambitious here. I wanted to create 2 ponds on each side with a little walkway that leads you to his house, but I was struggling to do this. I saw a lot of people create something similar and I wanted to do it because I thought it looked so interesting and fun to do. Let me tell you, I've spent like 4 hours trying to create something that I liked. I realized that I didn't have enough space in length to do it, so I created a smaller version of this. Lucky for you, I cut off all the parts of me struggling. Because if not, this video would easily be a stream. So you see here, I wanted to leave 2 squares floating because I wanted to put the mum cushion here to make it look like a floating little flower or something. But later on, I ended up changing it because this is where I realized that I wouldn't have enough space to create what I actually wanted in the beginning. And then in that little crevice that you see there, I'm going to add a waterfall there. I also wanted to add a tree here, but then I realized that I couldn't because if I did, I can't add the waterfall. So I had to scrap that idea and proceeded to extend the pond. Speaking of ponds, I was thinking about creating another crescent moon shaped pond. If you guys are interested, I do have one on my channel, but I didn't explain anything in that video. But if you wanted to, I could do an updated video. I could definitely do that because I think I want to add one on my island as well as a spiral pond. I've seen that like everywhere and I've been wanting to create one. People are so creative with their islands. As you see here, I'm starting to create the walkway. So I'm basically carving out a walkway using the waterscaping tool. I was trying to make like a zigzag shape, but it was so hard because this area is so close to Teddy's house. So I had to make it short. It would have looked so nice if it was longer, but this worked out. So I was happy about that. You will see me go back and forth trying to make this a zigzag shaped walkway. As I'm creating this walkway, I was going back and forth creating this pond and I was thinking the path was a little too straight for me, so I was trying to carve it a little at the ends. I was trying to copy what I did on the right side and create it on the left, but what I had in mind wasn't coming out the way that I wanted it to. But then I started thinking, instead of having the 2 little pieces of land on the right side, I can just connect them and create like a floating land and add a tree there. And then on the left hand side, add like the floating mum cushions instead. And this is how it looks so far. It looks a little empty, but I promise the vision is there. So now I'm starting off by adding some of the trees. I'm mixing up the cedar and hardwood trees just to add height to this area. And I wanted to make it look woodsy just because Teddy's house exterior is made out of wood. So I thought it would be fitting if his house was surrounded by trees, as if he like cut down the trees himself and made his house, which honestly I could see that happening because he would be the type to do that. Now I added his house. I only did that because I wanted to see how the area looked with his house there to help me decorate a little bit better. I also decided to extend the cliff 1 more row. I wanted his house to feel narrow and tucked in as if you're walking into a forest. So now I'm adding another little floating piece of land so that I can add the mum cushion on here. So I ended up extending the pond a little bit and then adding the little land. I also wanted to add a staircase on the left side just so that I can add a neighborhood on top. I'm still thinking about what I want to do on the left side, but I definitely want to have like a staircase here just so that my island has like this consistent flow. Now onto my favorite thing in this game, decorating. Also lately I've been using different colored flowers. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been incorporating more green, more orange into my builds. I'm still trying to incorporate some yellow, but yellow is a little bit hard to incorporate in a fairy core island. To me, I feel like I I associate fairy core with pink, blue, purple, and some green, but I want to get out of my comfort zone. So I started to add some orange flowers, and it really made my island look more spring, and I really love it. I think for my next island, I'm going to do a cottage core, but like spring core, cottage core, spring cottage core. I don't know the theme, but it will be a spring core but cottage core style. I did this in my last island, and I think this is going to be like a common thing that I do for all of my islands. But I love adding the villager photo outside of the house just because it makes it easier for the person to see whose house it is when they come visit. It also makes the area look a little bit more personalized. Here I'm adding the mum cushions. I love adding the mum cushions. It looks like the cushion is floating. I wish we can add flowers inside the water without actually modding our switches, but this will do for now. Also, here I was trying to be a little bit different, and I wanted to see how a butterfly model will look here. I don't know, the idea just like came in my head, and I was like, wait, it'll look so cute here if I added this butterfly model, and I was really trying to make it work. I didn't like it, so I was like, maybe if I see how it is when it's floating, I might change my mind and I might keep it here. And for a second, I was like, okay, this can definitely work. I'm starting to like it. So I was actually going to leave it like that, but after all of that work, I ended up removing it and adding the mum cushion because it didn't look right to me. And I feel like the butterfly was kind of just taking away from everything else that was happening. I have this small little rock formation in the back, so I decided to do something for Teddy. I wanted to create like a little space for him that also represents his personality, which is a jock. So I came up with this idea of like a workout area for him. I'm filling up the area with some custom designs just because I personally don't like seeing empty spaces. I've mentioned this before, but I feel like the grass standee is such an underrated DIY item. I literally love it to hide the stand of the butterfly model. I'm adding the monstera plant to act like a tree and add another butterfly model. Last minute, I decided to add a mush lamp behind Teddy's photo just to add some lights in the background. And here is how the build ended up looking. Looking back now, I should have added a tree on the right hand side, but that's not important. I still love this build, and I know that Teddy loves it because I caught him in the little area that I made for him working out, so it's definitely Teddy approved. But let me know what you guys think of this build and if you're going to be trying it on your island. And if you are, let me know which villager you would do this for. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, let me know by hitting the like button. If you want to see more videos from me, consider subscribing to join our little AC family. Love you all always. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.